This is the calculator set B worksheet. So you make sure you have the algebra version of this. This is what you should be looking at, and let's make a start of it. You should have done sheet A already and had a really good understanding of it. Let's have a look at sheet B and get started on that. So let me just get the pen working. Okay, so the first one says factorize this quadratic expression. You should be pretty okay with this. Two pairs of brackets already. Put x at the front, x at the front. We need to get two numbers that times together to give you 30. So you could try 1 and 30. But remember, you need to get these numbers to combine together to add up to positive 11. So get the list: 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10. Or I'm going to try 5 and 6. Now 5 and 6 definitely combine to give me 10, so I can put 5 and 6 there. I need to get, combine to give me 11. I need to get positive 11, so actually they both need to be positive, right? So it's going to be plus 5 and plus 11. Okay, make sure you understand that and you're okay with this. This one's pretty straightforward because they're all plus signs there. Going on to question 2, it says solve the equation. And the equation is the same as before. Whenever you need to solve a quadratic, the difference is equal to 0. And you first of all need to factorize it, which we've already done. And then look at the numbers in there and you put the opposite sign to each of those. So I'm going to have x is equal to minus 5 and x is equal to minus 6. That's it. Okay, job done there. Question 3. Use the quadratic formula to solve the equation to 2 decimal places. Remember, the question says 2 decimal places, so write it to that. I'm going to write underneath ax squared plus bx plus c. This is in your formula sheet at the front. I'm also going to write down the quadratic formula, which is also on the formula sheet at the front. I'm going to work out what a is. A is the number in front of x squared, which is 3. I'm going to work out b. B is the number in front of x, and in this case it's positive 7, so I'm just going to write 7, and c is the number at the end, and in this case it's minus 13. I'm going to replace a, b, and c in this quadratic equation with those values, and I'm going to write it down. Use a lot of brackets for this. Look at how I've done it. Be careful and put a lot of brackets in there, and then type that out in your calculator. But when you do that, only put a plus sign first, right? Then work it out. When you work it out, you can get that before you press the SD button. You need to press the SD button and you'll get an answer. However, if I go backwards and then I say you change the plus sign to a minus sign, you get that. Now at each point here, once you get the plus, you press the SD button and you get the answer. When you go backwards and you change the plus sign to a minus sign and you press the SD button, you will get minus 3.55. Please do try this on your calculator. These are bonus marks for your calculator exam, and it should make a difference. Remember, if you get an extra 4 or 5 marks with something like this, it's going to take you that much closer to a C or a B, depending on what you're working towards. Question 4. Simplify fully. You need to recognize this. This is the difference of two squares. Why? Because I've got x squared, which is something squared, and 9 is, remember, 3 squared. Okay, so that becomes at the top plus 9, x plus 3, x minus 3. At the bottom, I need to factorize that, and that's not a quadratic. I could just take out a factor of 2, and so 2, and inside I'm going to have x plus 3. Now, with all of these, especially these fraction ones where they say simplify, you're going to be able to cancel something from the bottom and the top. And so those x plus 3's are the same, so they cancel, leaving me x minus 3 over 2. Okay, that's it. Pretty straightforward there. Okay, look at question 5. I'm going to circle the y's. That's what I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to times the first equation by 3. So if I times all of that by 3, I'm going to get 15x plus 6y is equal to 33. I'm going to times all of the second equation by 2. Now don't think about the signs, it's just the numbers that we're doing. Times in the whole of the second equation by 2, I'm going to get 8x minus 6y is equal to 18. Then circle the signs. At this point, I need to write down stop. The same you take away, the opposite you plus. But because they're opposite signs, I'm going to plus. 15 plus 8 is 23. The y's cancel out. Remember, they always disappear here. And when I add these, I'm going to get 69. I'm going to do 69 divided by 23. Now, you might not be sure about that, so write down like your 23 times table. So 23 Another lot of 23 is going to be 46. If I add on another 23, I'm going to get 69. Actually, that's 3 of them. So 69 divided by 23 is 3. Okay, pretty straightforward there. Pick one of the original equations. I'm going to pick the first one because it doesn't have any minus signs in it. I'm going to replace the x with 3. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2y is equal to 11. Get rid of that 15 there. Because that's a plus 15, I'm going to take away 15. 11 take away 15 is minus 4. Now be very, very careful doing this takeaway here. Some people make some careless mistakes at this stage. I'm going to divide by 2, and just think about it. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so minus 4 divided by 2 is minus 2, and that's my answer. Please do try this a couple of times and make sure you're pretty good at it and you can do it. Question 6. We need to set up our table. I'm going to start off always with x, then the first part of the equation, which is x cubed plus 3x, and then the second part of the equation, which is my target number, 41. Because the question told me that the answer was going to be between 3 and 4, I'm going to start off with 3.5, substitute it in, write this down, write down the answer you get on your calculator, and in this case 53.375 is too big. I'm going to now try 3.4. Use the replay button to change it, work out your answer, and I've got another answer which is too big. Again, go backwards, reuse your replay button, change the 4s to 3s, and you have 3.3. Try it for yourself, work it out, and you should be getting 45.837. Still too big. I'm going to try 3.2 next, and trying 3.2 gives me 42.368. Closer, but still too big. Try 3.1 now. Again, all the time using the replay button. 39.091, and that's too small. Put an arrow over here between the 3.2 and the 3.1 because that's where it changes from big to small. If this helps, writing a 0 on each of these to help you identify the middle number. The middle number between each of these is 3.15. Try 3.15. You have to do this last bit in red. I've got 40.70 and a lot more decimal places. That's too small. Because that's too small, I need to go for the bigger one on either side of this arrow, and the bigger one is going to be 3.2. Don't put that 0 there because remember the answer needs to be to one decimal place, so 3.2 is my answer. Okay, pretty significant and pretty important this question is. It's very likely you get something along this line. Question 7. Okay, remember the last time I said you need to look at where the number is inside or outside the bracket. In this case here, it's inside the bracket, so I am going to move it, but I'm not going to move it up or down. It's going to move left or right if it's inside the bracket. And because it's minus 2, I'm not going to go leftwards in the minus direction as you might think. I'm going to go rightwards in the positive direction. So I'm going to pick my points, and I'm going to move this whole thing 2 units to the right. 2 units to the right. That's what a minus sign inside, or taking away something inside the brackets means. So when I draw my curve, that's what it's going to look like. You can use tracing paper to help you with this, but as I've written here, you're going to move the whole thing 2 units to the right. Check your revision booklet. There's an explanation and a cell for that there. Question 8. A circle has radius 3 and center 4, 6. If you remember this from the last time, and this is a fact that you just need to commit to memory, I'll have x minus 4 all squared plus y minus 6 all squared, and that's going to be equal to 3 squared. So this is the equation of a circle. I know the radius and I know the center of the circle. Yep, so pretty straightforward facts there. Question 9. You should be able to do this with or without a calculator. Use a lot of brackets, and now let's just replace the letters with the numbers. So I know G is minus 3, so I have F is equal to 2 brackets minus 3 plus 6 brackets minus 5 squared. Now, you could plug all that into your calculator and it will give you the right answer. Make sure you put the minus sign inside the brackets because that's what H is. So 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. Minus 5 squared is 25, and 6 lots of 25 is 150. Add those two together and you'll get 144. As I said, make sure you could do it with or without a calculator. Okay, so we're going to go on to set C next. Make sure you understand what we've done so far. Make sure you can do it. Make sure you understand it. Rewind this, look at it again. Make sure you understand it all. Now try set C on your own and see if you can do it all.